That phrase of I gotta keep her happy, it's toxic as fuck.
Right. It's not even possible.
Right. It's like you're trying to keep her on a hamster wheel of dopamine, and life don't look like that. I sat with that myself in ways you didn't even know. And what kept coming up in my mind, even though you was at a 3 or 2 on happiness and fulfillment, the memories of the times where every 2 to 3 months it'd be a moment where you just look at me and you'll say, I'm happy. Right? It could be some simple little event experience we having. And when I was intentionally critical of myself, like, can I be doing more? How can I help get that number up? It reminded me of it's supposed to come and go.
Yes.
Beyond happiness and fulfillment, that contentment piece is really the baseline of a relationship. I know a popular phrase right now is find somebody you can suffer well with, which I get it, right? And there's a validity to that. But on the other end of the spectrum, find somebody where you can maintain contentment with. Contentment is something that's sustainable.
Yep.
We ain't always going to be happy together. We ain't always going to feel fulfilled in our life. But if we can hover around that contentment piece, then we got the adjustability to go into the lows and come back to baseline,
Yep.
to go into the highs and come back to baseline. And now we're no longer reliant on things that will induce happiness, the vacations, the sex, the trinkets. We should start to rephrase it, especially as men. How do I keep us in some semblance of contentment? That's something I can manage.
Contentment and harmony.
Yeah.
Bitch dependency is no laughing matter. Addiction to a bitch can fuck with your friends, your health, and scary enough, even your money. It's a disease, Tom.
Ouch. Right in the heart with a silver bullet.
Yeah. I think they plotting on man. Don't wipe their feet when they enter the lab. I feel a cold stare.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You seen the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. Happiness became toxic. Whether it's the guys who are doing the most, just to get to make somebody happy, or it's the ladies who are doing the most to feel happy. The problem is what he said near the end. There's no contentment. And what you have is people out here really wasting a lot of life and a lot of time and a lot of energy in the idea of happiness. Because not only is it fleeting, it's changing. So you have people who are addicted to happiness, and then you have people who are addicted to feeling important by making somebody else happy. And the thing is, and I've said this before, people have said this before, happiness is an inside job. You got to be happy on the inside. There's not a meal, any ambiance, any trip, any material goods that's gonna actually make you happy. And you see this time and time again where people are really losing their mind behind happiness. And it's crazy because you don't really remember what makes you happy. You get what I'm saying? And that's why it became toxic, because people who are searching for happiness in the world. If you sat down and tried to make them happy for a year, and you listened to them just for a year in practical application, and you wrote down everything that was supposed to make them happy, by the end of the year they'll still be unhappy if you fulfilled all of those things. Not to mention, they won't remember all of those things. You have to write them down. And part of what makes it toxic is also the effort. Like it's partially you become an errand. You become an errand boy, and it's controlling, because people are like, okay, I need this, makes me happy. So now you, as the person, one person says what they want, even sometimes believe they need to make themselves happy, then the other person has to provide it. And now the pressure's on somebody to provide something for a person for no reason. And I'm gonna tell you why I say it's no reason. Because what you're seeing is people who are wanting things to make them happy, but they don't take the actual effort to go get those things that make them happy. They tell somebody, this will make me happy. Oh, okay. So now the other person has to scramble around to make you happy. But you don't put as much effort in your happiness as you want another person to put into it, which is part of the control and a part of the game. That being said, ooh, sorry. That being said, there's no reciprocity. Because usually what you have is a situation where one person says these things make me happy. The other person, goes on this journey to make them happy. And the person that's doing all the work doesn't really have the time to make themselves happy. And even if they express what makes them happy to the other person, that doesn't mean they're going to get it. You get what I'm saying? So it became toxic. It became a selfish thing. And people don't, they don't want to hear that sometimes, but all of that stuff to be happy has become very, very selfish. Very, very selfish because it's time consuming. It's not only it's time consuming, it's time wasting. And you got yourself in a situation where people become children. Now, let me flip this around. Let me just do this. The person who's trying to make the other person happy, you're stupid. And your ego is out of pocket. Because it doesn't make you more important. Look, I did it, and it doesn't. These are not goals that's accomplished. They said this is what makes them happy, and I did it. And look at me, dun, 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 dun. Captain, make them happy. No, it's dumb. It's dumb, and a lot of times it causes resentment. And the reason it causes resentment is because there's nothing. Excuse me. There's nothing at the end of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? There's no light at the end of the tunnel with this stuff. And because there's no light at the end of the tunnel with this stuff, you start realizing that and you start disliking the person. Because you start realizing, man, I'm on another mission for happiness. And this motherfucker is never happy. I thought this would be the, and it's messed up, I gotta say it, but y'all try to make people happy and subconsciously have this thing where if I go on all these journeys to make this person happy, at some point they're gonna recognize the lengths I'm going through and see me as a good and great person, and they're gonna go, "You did enough, and now it's time to make you happy." Now, as Bubba Dub would say, it's just trash. And then you get mad because you're like, I did this, and this for you, and what are you doing for me? Nothing. A hug, a pat on the back, a half-hearted thank you, and then and a lot of times people start adding this stuff up, and it's like, man, this happiness is BS. And let me just go down this path and call a spade a spade. When people are constantly looking at worldly things to be happy, the end goal is really to train somebody to take care of them as an adult while they're just lazy and selfish. That's what actually makes them happy. For them to actually do nothing, not really do any work, not lift a finger, and somebody else do all of the work and all of the heavy lifting, and they just run around just chilling, acting important because they got somebody that they say they're in love with or in a relationship with or care about, running around the world being a little errand boy. Go fetch me this, that'll make me happy. Oh, and while you're at it, go to work and fetch me that when you get off. And I'm in the house now. Fetch me this because I need the happiness. And it's like, oh, it's arrogant. People exalt themselves over other people and make people, their little subjects. Go make me happy. Make me happy now. Chop chop. Shoot. And then you go, you know, and at some point people smarten up and go, mother, you know what, we done. I'll never talk to you again. So, and on top of that, people feel old. People feel like somebody owes them. And a lot of times, I got to be honest, there's a lot of lazy people that feel like they're old. That's just a game they play. But, on the other side of that, some of y'all want to show how hard working you are by, I'm going to do everything to make you happy. I'm going to show you how I'm a go-getter. I'm a boss. No, you're an idiot. You're going to realize you put more time into somebody else's happiness than you did your own life's work. And that's what makes you an idiot. But this is why I think happiness is toxic. So you tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe. Catch you on the next one. Peace.